Thank you so much, Dan, and good morning from the county 001, the county of Mombasa. Here we are live at an event whereby different stakeholders from government agencies, the private sector, as well as the civil rights organization, they're here to discuss and come up with informed policies towards achieving the Big Four agenda. Remember, this is an event that normally happens every year, and today we are expecting these particular people attending this forum to give us ways on what they intend to do in order to ensure accountability in the executive, in both the levels of government, that is the national and county government. And here with me is Professor Margaret Kamara from Western Gishu, and of course nominated Senator, of course I'll ask her name, but she'll be able to give us an in-depth of what we're expecting to discuss from this particular meeting. Thank you so much. Just tell us a brief, what are you expecting from today's forum here in Mombasa?
Okay, thank you. This is what we call the M&E Week, Monitoring and Evaluation Week. A week that has been celebrated for 6 years. This is the 7th year. And I am here as the chair of, or co-chair of a parliamentary caucus on evidence-based decision making or policy making or evidence-based oversight. As members of parliament, this is very important. Monitoring and evaluation is a very important tool for us because, as you all know, our roles are legislation, representation, and oversight. And oversight is about nothing but monitoring and evaluation of programs and projects, implementation, how they are being implemented, right from the budget to the completion of the project. What has happened in Kenya, and all of us know, is the fact that we do a lot of post-mortem audits. Our Auditor General gives us audits that are as old as 3 years. In fact, currently we are dealing with audits of 2014, 2015, county assemblies in the Senate, and we are yet to start the 2014-2015 executive. That only gives us reports of even governors who have retired, governors who have left, and this is not helpful for us. For purposes of implementation of projects, it's very important that we monitor the programs as from the point of inception in the CIDP, the budgeting, and beyond. Now, monitoring and evaluation is a tool that is very useful right from the CIDP development itself. The budget process can be monitored. We can also evaluate whether the budget process is in line with the CIDP. And beyond that, when budgeted programs are being implemented, it is very important that we do continuous evaluation so that we see whether we are getting value for money. This is very important because it is very, very sad that in this country now we are talking of losses of huge sums of money, 1 billion, 2 billion, and you ask yourself who was supposed to have known when this money was being misused or when it was being lost. So this is a very important week for us as senators, and we are here for oversight purposes. We are here to ensure that we come up with a tool that is going to be applicable both for the legislature and even for the executive, because we are here with the Ministry of Planning, who are the main sponsors of this week annually. And we believe that once we have a clear framework for monitoring and evaluation, senators will be able to monitor the programs which are being implemented at the county level continuously. And this is very important for us. As you are also aware, our Senate this time round has been insisting that we don't want to be involved in a single development program, but we want to be involved only in oversight so that we are able to ensure that the money that has gone to the counties is well utilized and that we get value for money.
When you talk about oversight role, we have the levels of government, the national government, we have the members of parliament. At the county level, we have representatives from the county level. Those are the MCAs. Yes. Are you kind of in a joint track to ensure that there's accountability in the executive?
Yeah. Yes, we are. In fact, when we come up with the monitoring and evaluation framework, we expect that to be utilized by the members of parliament in supervising the work that is being done by the national government. And then we expect the senators and the MCAs to be able to oversight the counties properly and the expenditure properly. Because if you look at what is going on currently, because our members of parliament are involved in a program called CDF, the National Government Constituency Development Fund, it is very possible for them to drift from oversight to actually development. And this is what we really want to protect by coming up with a framework, because we would like members of parliament to do oversight properly for us to be able to realize the development that these funds are supposed to be done. So yes, we are collaborating and we are going to get a framework that is going to cut across from Parliament to the MCS on the ground to make sure that we get value for money in this country, and we get to know if there is bad expenditure very early. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We hope to see that. Let me just talk to the next person also. Nominated Senator, when you talk about coming up with policies and frameworks to ensure accountability, what are some of these regulations that are expected to come out from this particular forum today?
Yeah, first of all, my name is Rose Nyamunga, nominated senator from Kisumu County. I am here because I am representing the Committee of Budget and the Committee of Budget. Yeah, when we talk of putting structures in place to monitor, to put the structures in place for the purposes of monitoring and evaluation, these structures will involve a lot of capacity building, because we realize that even as senators, we may not have the right, the correct or the right knowledge to do monitoring and evaluation, much as we know that our role is oversight, representation, and whatever it is. So what I'm saying is that we have the capacity, yes, to do oversight. But in my view, oversight and monitoring and evaluation, they fall under the same, because you cannot do oversight without doing monitoring and evaluation. Most of the time we do our budgets. We do budgeting, and at the end of the year, for example, the budget for 2018-2019, come 2019, I am not sure if we are going to see value for money, much as we are dealing with the over 3 trillion. So structures might be put in place that is understood at the county level, that is the MCS, and also at our level as senators, so that at the end of it all, we give the results. You know, the senator who was here said that we are dealing with postmortem. Right now, we are dealing with 2014, 2015. And imagine what will happen, and we are in 2019. So we are really lapsing, and we are not giving our people value for money. We are not doing justice to Kenya. We have very good policies, very good structures, but we are not actually implementing them. So we must make sure that once it starts with the budget, that project must go to conclusion, so that we see, yes, this project was budgeted for, money was put for it, and this is where we have reached. And wherever we have reached, is it value for the money that has been allocated? So Wanjiku in the village must feel the benefits of budget. We cannot just be doing budgeting every year and our people remain at the same level. That's, I think, a lot of unfairness.
When we, in regards to this conversation, we have seen damning reports from the Auditor General about billions of money being consumed or being allegedly stolen from the public coffers. Are we expecting a framework or policies on a way to recommend the prosecution of these particular people alleged to be involved in the scandals seen in government, in the county government and other government institutions?
Yeah, I would say that to me that is already in place, because once the Auditor General has given a report and has brought up questions with supporting documents, you know, the next level should go to the courts. So in my view, the structures are already there. The structures for doing that is there. But where we fail is where we don't take it beyond some level. You know, somebody is arrested or arraigned in court, and then you don't know where it dwindles and where it ends. So Kenya is not lacking structures as such, but our biggest problem is following things to the end and the implementation. And now that we see the goodwill from the executive, I believe that we will go to the root of some of these issues. Yeah.
Are you telling us that the Senate has the oversight power over the executive? And how do you intend to use it?
Not over the executive, but what we are saying is that the structures are already there, in the sense that, most of the time people have been saying, oh, there are so many corruption issues, but there is no goodwill, the political goodwill. But now we see a lot of commitment from the executive. Yeah, so now that there is that goodwill, we want to see these cases to conclusion. And we want to see a few heads roll. And we want to see a few people behind bars, so that it is a learning and it should be a deterrent. Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And that is just the conversation that we'll be having here in Mombasa, Dan, to bring accountability to both levels of government, the national and the county governments, to ensure that the Wanjiku gets value for her money, and of course to protect the common mwananchi from losing tax money to a few greedy individuals. But Dan, let me just get inside there. I'm told that the event is about to start, and we're expecting the Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich to give an official speech in this particular event, Dan, and from there we will be able to bring you more details on what will come up from this particular forum. Back to you, Dan.